Hello and welcome to an Envato Tuts Plus tutorial. I'm Adi Pordilla, and in today's video, you'll learn how to create certain parts of a design system in Figma. Recently, I designed this news/magazine style WordPress theme. This will eventually be coded, and you'll be able to download it as well. Because of that, I wanted to create a design system for it that will help me as well as the developer. This system will define all the colors, typography, sizing, and spacing specifications, as well as other details for the rest of the elements. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to tackle two of these sections, colors and forms. So let's begin with colors. When creating the color page, I like to include four categories: the grays, the primary, secondary, and then tertiary and contextual. The grays are mostly used for text, backgrounds, borders, stuff like that. The primary color is the one that's going to be used the most. Secondary is like a complement to the primary. It's used on secondary elements. And then tertiary and contextual refer to colors that are very specific to certain elements. Like, for example, if you're doing multiple colored icons or multiple colored labels, this is where the tertiary colors would be used. Contextual refers to error, warning, information, success, things like that. So, to get started, what I do is I create a frame. I call it grays. I add an auto layout to it, and I set distance between elements to 32 and padding to 64. Obviously, these are totally up to you. And then inside, I create a rectangle that's 120 by 120, and I do some small border radius, and I set the actual color as a background. In my case, that color is 2D, 2E, and 30. Then I add a piece of text to this, and I call it gray 100. 100 means this is the base color, the starting point. I take these two, I do a Shift-A to add an auto layout, and I align everything in the middle. So this is one color. Then what I do is I take that, I duplicate it, and I actually lower the color opacity by 90%. And this is gray 90. What I do is I basically create tints of that color, which is that color mixed with white. And I do 10 of them, from 100 to 10. All right. Now it's just a matter of repeating the process. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on each one, I'll lower the color opacity by 10%. So this is 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Now, this is helpful because it gives me a visual idea of what a specific tint of that color looks like. And it's also easy for a developer to just come in here with a color picker, sample that color, and know exactly what color code to use in development. And then, of course, I go in and change the names in here to match the color that I have on the top. And just like that, the section for the grays is finished. Now, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to put it below. And I'm going to create the section for the primary color. So now what I do, and this is where Figma shows its awesomeness, I select the frame, and if I scroll down, I can see all the colors that are being used. And I need to change this one 2D to E30. So what I do is I click, I paste in the new color, and I do the same with the rest. So now I'm just changing the base color while keeping all of the opacities. That is very, very cool. And finally, I just go in here and I change the corresponding text from gray to primary. It's really very, very simple. I do the same thing for the secondary, right? So I rename this secondary. My secondary color in this case is a yellow. So I select that and I change everything that's red with the new color. And then I repeat the same process. This is gonna say secondary. Cool. And for the final section, I'm gonna add the tertiary and contextual colors in exactly the same way. Now for the tertiary and contextual, I have some additional colors here. I have this blue, this red, green, and some other variations here. And I made them in exactly the same way. And finally, for the contextual colors, I just added error. And of course, you can add other colors here for success, danger, warning, information, and so on. But my theme only requires this contextual color. And by doing that, our color page for the design system is completed. Now, let's move on to forms. For this, I'm also going to start with a frame. I'm going to call it form elements on light background because I will have form elements on a dark background. So I want to document both of these. I'm going to add an auto layout to it. Same deal, 32 distance between items, 64 padding around items, direction vertical. And here I'm basically just going to start laying down the elements. The first one is a label with an input. Then I have a label with an input, but this time I'm showing the input placeholder instead of the value. Then I'm creating a focused or hovered state for an input. Then I created one for the error status. And finally, I'm going to add a text area and the little helper text that tells us that, hey, fields marked with this asterisk are required. So those are the last two elements here. And for these, I'm using auto layout as well to make things easier for me. And I'm just using the 16 pixel spacing between items. Now, I'm using the 8 pixel or 8 point grid for most of my designs. So you'll see that margins, paddings are all multiples of 8. So in this case, the distance between the input and the label is 16 pixels. The height of this element is 48 pixels, and the list can go on and on. So these are the form elements on a light background. Now what I'm going to do is create the form elements on a dark background. And I basically pasted these elements here, and I just changed their colors. So this dark background is the one that I'm most likely to use in my design. And I just adjusted the colors of the other elements to have enough contrast over this background. Finally, the last 3 elements that I added to this forms page is a subscription form on a light and a dark background, and a search form. Now, I know the search form will always be on a light background. So I only created one version for it. But basically, when you're creating or documenting the forms for a design system, you have to start with the smallest of elements, like you see here, the label, the inputs, how an input looks like when it's hovered or focused, how it looks like when displaying an error status, right? A text area. Then if you know that you're going to use those elements on a darker background, you need to create variations for them as well. And after that, you have to think about, okay, what other forms will I have in my theme or in my design? In my case, I have a subscribe form that can also be displayed on a dark background. And I also have a search form, which is displayed in a sidebar. So I just create that here. This way, when you're creating new pages and you decide, okay, maybe I would like a subscribe form on a dark background in this page, you can just come back to this page, copy it from here, paste it in your newly created page, and you're good to go. By doing this, you make sure everything is consistent. So the component that you used now, you'll be able to use it further down the line when you're creating new pages. All right, and that's how you can define the colors and the form specifications in a design system using Figma. Of course, apart from what you do in Figma, I always recommend that you keep kind of a text document on the side where you write down these things. Maybe, you know, the forms need to be placed in a certain way in pages, like to the left, to the right. Maybe you have a multi-column layout, and you need to document all of these. Also, the colors, how are you going to use those colors? Which variations, which tints of those colors are you going to use? Just create a document, a text document, and write down all of these things. That should complement the actual Figma files, right? Now, this video is a part of a series of 3 tutorials. In the first one, I showed you how to create certain parts of a design system for a gardening theme that I designed. This is video number 2, and in video number 3, I'm going to show you how to create certain parts from a minimal portfolio theme. Again, design system parts. So stay tuned for that. But for now, thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.